The gym's air was thick with sweat and iron, a pulsing heartbeat of New York City's restless energy. I stood frozen, sketchbook clutched to my chest, as his silhouette moved through the fluorescent haze. His name was Ethan, and when his muscles flexed under that tight black shirt, my world tilted. I wasn't supposed to be here. My roommate, Jake, had dragged me to this Lower East Side gym, promising it'd inspire my art. "Loosen up, Caleb," he'd said, tossing me a guest pass. But inspiration wasn't what I found. It was Ethan's 6 feet of raw power, his biceps straining as he lifted weights that could crush me. His dark hair fell in damp curls over his forehead, and his hazel eyes caught mine for a split second. He knew I was watching. My breath hitched, and I ducked behind my sketchbook, pretending to draw the dumbbells. But my pencil betrayed me, tracing the curve of his shoulders instead. I was 24, a broke art student scraping by in a city that chewed up dreamers. Ethan, I'd learn later, was 26, a firefighter who carried the weight of lives saved and lost. That night, I didn't know his story, only that his presence made my skin hum. I'd never felt this before, not with anyone. Growing up in a small Ohio town, I'd buried these feelings, convinced they were wrong. But in New York, where the streets thrummed with freedom, those walls were cracking. "Caleb, you gonna sketch or just stare?" Jake's voice snapped me back. He grinned, oblivious to the storm in my chest. I mumbled something about perspective and hid my flushed face. Ethan set down his weights, his gaze lingering on me. Was it curiosity, amusement, or something else? I couldn't tell, but it burned. The gym was a microcosm of the city gritty, diverse, alive. Bodybuilders grunted alongside yoga moms and hipsters chasing Instagram aesthetics. Ethan stood out, not just for his physique, but for the quiet intensity he carried. He wasn't loud like the guys hyping each other up. He moved with purpose, like he was fighting something bigger than the weights. I flipped to a new page, sketching furiously to distract myself. But every line became his jaw, his arms, the way his shirt clung to his chest. I was so lost in it that I didn't notice him approach until his shadow fell over me. "Nice lines," he said, his voice low and warm, like whiskey on a cold night. I nearly dropped my pencil. Up close, he was even more overwhelming. Sweat glistened on his skin, and his eyes held a spark that made my stomach flip. "You an artist?" "Why, yeah," I stammered, cursing my nerves. "Just practicing." My heart pounded so loud I was sure he could hear it. He glanced at my sketchbook, and I slammed it shut, terrified he'd see his own face staring back. A smile tugged at his lips. "I'm Ethan," he said, offering a hand. His grip was firm, calloused, and sent a jolt through me. "You come here often, or is this a one-time thing?" "First time," I managed, my voice barely above a whisper. "I'm Caleb." "Well, Caleb," he said, his smile widening. "Maybe I'll see you around." He walked away, leaving me breathless and clutching my sketchbook like a lifeline. That night, I couldn't sleep. Ethan's face haunted Maya's smile, his eyes, the way he'd said my name. I'd spent years hiding who I was, but one look from him unraveled everything. I wanted to know him, to understand the story behind those eyes. But I was terrified. What if he was just being friendly? What if I was reading it all wrong? The next day, I went back to the gym. Jake raised an eyebrow but didn't question it. I told myself it was for the art. But I was lying. I was there for Ethan. He was there, too, in the same black shirt, lifting weights like he was born for it. This time, he caught my eye and nodded, a small gesture that felt like a secret. I sketched him again, older now, letting my pencil capture the strength and vulnerability I saw in him. Over the next week, we fell into a rhythm. I'd sketch. He'd lift. And our eyes would meet across the gym. He'd stop by to talk small things at first, like the weather or the city's chaos. But each conversation chipped away at my walls. He told me about his job, how he'd saved a kid from a burning building last month. I told him about my art, how I wanted to capture the city's soul on canvas. He listened like he cared, and I started to wonder if he felt it to the pull. The spark. One evening, as the gym emptied out, he sat beside me on a bench. "You ever draw people?" he asked, his tone teasing but gentle. "Sometimes," I said, my heart racing. "Why?" "Draw me," he said, leaning back, his shirt stretching tight across his chest. "I want to see how you see me." I froze. It was a challenge, but also something Maureen invitation. My hands shook as I opened my sketchbook. He watched me work, his gaze steady, and I felt exposed, like he could see every hidden part of me. When I finished, I showed him the sketch, his strong jaw, his intense eyes, the quiet strength that made my chest ache. He studied it for a long moment. "That's me," he said, his voice soft. "You make me look like a hero." "You are one," I blurted, then blushed. He laughed, a sound that warmed me from the inside out. "Caleb," he said, his tone shifting. "You're different. I like that." My breath caught. Was he saying what I thought he was? Before I could respond, his phone buzzed, a call from the fire station. He stood, his expression apologetic. "Duty calls. See you tomorrow." "Yeah," I said, my voice thick with hope. As he left, I realized I was fouling hard and there was no turning back. The gym became my sanctuary, a place where Ethan and I danced around something neither of us dared name. Each night, I'd sketch him, and he'd find excuses to talk about his latest call at the fire station, about the city's pulse, about dreams he didn't share with anyone else. I learned he'd grown up in Brooklyn, raised by a single mom who worked 2 jobs. He'd joined the fire department to make her proud, but the job weighed on him. "You save people," he said one night, his voice low, "but you can't save everyone." I wanted to reach for him, to tell him he didn't have to carry that alone. But I was still Caleb from Ohio, the kid who'd been taught to hide his heart. Every time our hands brushed or our eyes locked too long, I felt the walls I'd built crumbling. I was terrified of what lay on the other side, but I couldn't stop wanting him. One rainy evening, the gym was nearly empty. Ethan was there, as always, but something was off. His movements were sharper, his jaw tight. I watched him lift weights with a ferocity that scared me. When he finally sat down, sweat dripping from his brow, I gathered my courage. "You okay?" I asked, my voice tentative. He didn't answer right away. His hands clenched the bench, knuckles white. "Rough day?" he said finally. "Lost someone. Apartment fire. Couldn't get to them in time." My heart sank. I didn't know what to say, so I slid closer. My sketchbook forgotten. I'm sorry, I whispered. He looked at me, his eyes raw. You ever feel like you're not enough? All the time, I wanted to say. Instead, I nodded. Yeah. Every time I pick up a pencil. He gave a small, bitter laugh. You're good. Though. I see it in your sketches. You've got something real. So do you? I said, my voice steady despite the storm in my chest. You're out there saving lives. That's more than most people ever do. He looked at me. Really looked. And for a moment, the gym faded away. It was just us. Two souls caught in a city too big to care. Then he did something that stopped my hear. The reached out and touched my hand. His fingers were warm, rough, and the contact sent a shiver through me. Caleb, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Why do you keep coming back here? I could have lied, said it was for the art. But his eyes demanded the truth. Because of you, I admitted, my voice shaking. I can't stop thinking about you. The air between us crackled. He didn't pull away. Instead, he leaned closer, his breath warm against my skin. I've been watching you too, he said. Every night. My heart stopped. Was this real? Before I could process it, he stood, his expression torn. I gotta go, he said. But his eyes said something else, something that made my chest ache with hope and fear. The next few days were a blur. Ethan was distant, his smiles forced. I wondered if I'd scared him off, if I'd misread everything. My sketches grew darker, filled with shadows and sharp lines. Jake noticed my mood and cornered me one night. What's going on with you and that firefighter? He asked, his tone half teasing, half concerned. Nothing. I lied, but my voice cracked. Jake raised an eyebrow but didn't push. I was grateful for that. I didn't know how to explain the ache in my chest. The way Ethan's absence felt like a hole. Then, one night, everything changed. I was leaving the gym when I saw him outside, leaning against a street lamp, his jacket damp from the drizzle. He looked like he'd been waiting. Caleb, he said, stepping forward. Can we talk? My heart raced. I nodded, and we walked to a nearby diner, the kind with sticky tables and neon lights. Over coffee, he told me the truth. He'd felt the same pull I had, but he was scared. He'd never been with a guy before, never even admitted it to himself. This city, he said, it's freedom, but it's also chaos. I didn't know if I could handle it. I reached for his hand under the table, my heart pounding. You don't have to handle it alone, I said. He looked at me, his eyes searching mine. Then, slowly, he smiled a real smile, the kind that lit up the dingy diner. Your trouble, Caleb, he said, but his voice was warm. That night, we kissed outside the diner, the rain soaking us both. It was messy, desperate, perfect. His arms wrapped around me, strong and sure. And for the first time, I felt like I belonged. Our world shifted after that kiss, but the city didn't stop to notice. Ethan and I stole moments where we cootled late-night walks through Central Park, quiet mornings in my tiny apartment, sketching him while he slept. He was beautiful, not just in his strength, but in the way he opened up to me. Piece by piece, He told me about the fires he'd fought, the lives he'd saved, the ones he couldn't. I told him about Ohio, about the shame I'd carried for years, about the art that set me free. But love, I learned, wasn't just stolen kisses and whispered confessions. It was messy, complicated, and terrifying. Ethan's job pulled him away long shifts, late-night calls. I'd lie awake, imagining him running into burning buildings, my heart in my throat. He'd come back exhausted, haunted, and I'd hold him, wishing I could carry some of his pain. One night, he didn't come back. A fire in the Bronx had gone wrong, and he was in the hospital. I rushed to his side, my sketchbook forgotten, my hands shaking as I navigated the sterile halls. He was awake when I got there, bruised but alive, a bandage across his arm. "Told you I'm hard to kill," he said, his smile weak but real. I wanted to yell at him, to beg him to quit, but I didn't. Instead, I climbed into the hospital bed, ignoring the nurse's raised eyebrow, and held him. "You scared me," I whispered. "I know," he said, his voice thick. "I'm sorry." We didn't talk about the future that night, but it hung over us. His job was part of him, just like my art was part of me. I couldn't ask him to give it up, but I couldn't live with the fear of losing him either. When he was released, we went back to the gym. It felt different now, like sacred ground. We didn't talk about the fire, but we didn't need to. Our silences said enough. I sketched him again, capturing the scars on his arm, the strength in his eyes. He watched me work, his gaze soft. "You make me better," he said, and my heart swelled. But the world wasn't as kind as our bubble. One night, we were walking hand in hand through the village when a group of guys shouted slurs from across the street. Ethan tensed, his firefighter instincts kicking in, but I squeezed his hand. "Let it go," I said, my voice steady despite the fear in my chest. He did, but I saw the anger in his eyes, the weight of a world that didn't always accept us. It made me realize how much we were fighting for not just each other, but the right to exist as we were. I poured that into my art, creating a series of sketches about love and resilience. Ethan was my muse, but the story was bigger than us. When I got a gallery show, he was there, beaming with pride. "You're going to change the world, Caleb," he said, and for the first time, I believed it. The night of the show, I unveiled a portrait of him larger than life, his muscles straining under that familiar black shirt, his eyes full of fire and tenderness. The crowd loved it, but I only cared about his reaction. He stood there, speechless, then pulled me into a hug. "You see me," he whispered, and I knew he meant more than the sketch. We didn't have all the answers. His job still scared me, and the world still had its claws. But we had each other, and that was enough. As we stood in the gallery, surrounded by my art and the hum of the city, I realized something. Love wasn't just about desire or romance. It was about courage, about choosing to be seen, to be vulnerable, to fight for something real. Ethan took my hand, his grip strong and sure. "Ready to go home?" he asked. "Yeah," I said, smiling. "Let's go." And as we stepped into the New York night, I knew we'd face whatever came next together.